All right, Counselor, can you hear me?
Yes,
No.
I can.
No.
Wonderful. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. We're on the record in 24 CPR 041233, estate of Gus Moulet. All those who intend to testify, if you'd raise your right hand to be sworn by the court. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you provide here today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Very good. All right. Ms. Dogtail, you can proceed when ready.
Thank you so much. Please state your name for the record.
Patricia D. Muley.
Are you the applicant in the previously filed application to probate will and issuance of letters testamentary for the estate of Gus Moulet?
Yes.
To the best of your knowledge, did Gus Moulet die on May 15th, 2024 at the age of 100 years in Sugar Land, Fort Bend County, Texas, and 4 years have not elapsed since that date?
Yes.
Was he domiciled in a resident of Fort Bend County at the time of his death?
Yes.
Are you familiar with the purported will and last will and testament executed on March 2nd, 2018 of Gus Moulet?
Yes, I am.
You recognize this document I'm showing you
Yes.
to be his last will and testament. We asked the court to take judicial notice of this last will and testament dated March 2nd, 2018.
Well, I'll take judicial notice that the original is on file.
And you're also familiar with his signature, and his handwriting is on the self-proving affidavit pages
Yes.
of the will.
Yes.
To the best of your knowledge, was this will ever revoked?
No.
Is it true that no marriage of the decedent was ever dissolved after the will was made, and that at the time of his death, the decedent was married to you, Patricia D. Moulet?
Yes.
Were any children born to or adopted by the decedent after the date the will was executed?
No.
Is it true that no state, governmental agency of the state, or charitable organization is named by the will to receive property?
Yes.
Does a necessity exist for the administration of this estate?
Yes.
Is there any reason that you would be disqualified by law, i.e., are you a convicted felon, or for any other reason from serving as independent executor?
No.
Your Honor, to the best of our knowledge, this is a non-taxable estate, and we are asking that appraisers be waived.
All right, the court heard the testimony of Patricia D. Moulet. She testified as to the proof of death, validity of the will, and other facts. The court will admit the will into probate and appoint Ms. Moulet as independent executrix to serve without bond, and appraisers will be waived. I'm very sorry for your loss, ma'am.
Thank you.
May we be excused?
Yes, you may. Thank you. Have a great day.
And you too.
Thank you.
Any luck? Let me know when you're in. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, wonderful. Let's go ahead and get started. We're on the record in 25 CPR 042549, estate of Gary Michael, is it Udi?
Judy.
Udi, also known as Gary Udi. All those who intend to testify, if you would raise your right hand to be sworn by the court. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you provide here today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Very good. You can lower your hand. Counselor, when ready, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Is it true? First, please state your name for the court.
Ann Perkins Lloyd.
Okay, and you're also known as Ann
Perkins,
Elizabeth
Ann Elizabeth UD Perkins.
Yeah. And is it true that your father, Gary Michael Udy, died on April 1st of 2025?
Yes,
And at the time, he had a fixed place of residence in Sugar Land, Fort Bend County?
yes.
Okay. And he, the document that I'm showing you now is the will of your father. And as far as you know, this was never revoked, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And is it true that a necessity exists for the administration of your father's estate?
Yes.
Okay. And after the signing of the will, no children were born to or adopted by your father. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And no marriage of his after he signed the will was ever dissolved.
That's correct.
Okay. His will does not name the state of Texas, an agency of the state, or a charitable organization as a devicee. Is that true?
Correct.
Okay. And is it true that he did not receive Medicaid benefits on or after March 1st, 2005?
That's correct.
Okay. He names you, Ann Elizabeth Udy Perkins, also known as Ann Perkins Lloyd, as the also known as Ann Lloyd. It just goes on.
Yeah.
An executor named in decedent's will. Is it true that you are not a convicted felon?
That's true.
Okay. And you're not disqualified by law from accepting letters testamentary?
I'm not.
Okay. And you're entitled to receive those letters?
Yes.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor. We ask that you waive appraisers as this is not a taxable estate.
Counsel, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
I noticed during the prove up, you kept referring to Anne here by, and also known as in several different manners, but in the order you just have her listed as Ann Elizabeth Udy Perkins Lloyd. So do we need to update that to change to reflect the testimony? Is that more accurate than what's listed in the order?
The order reflects what is in the will.
Okay.
So the prove up was to prove that she goes by several other different names, and that if we had been in your courtroom and she had to show identification, they would not say Ann Elizabeth Udy Lloyd.
I understand. All right. The court heard the testimony of Ann Udy Perkins Lloyd. She testified as to proof of death, validity of the will, and other facts. The court will admit the will into probate and appoint Miss Ann Udy Perkins Lloyd as independent executrix to serve without bond, and appraisers will be waived. Ma'am, I'm very sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Ms. Weisenthal, anything further for the record?
No, Your Honor.
All right, have a great day then.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let me get you pulled in. All right, you're made co-host now.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Garcia, if you don't, there we go. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and get started.
Yes.
We're on the record in 25 CPR 042504. The state of Oscar Armando Fonseca. All those who intend to testify, if you raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you provide here today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Very good. All right, Mr. Bowen, whenever you're ready, you may proceed with your prove-up.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your name is Ricardo Garcia, and you're the son-in-law of Oscar Armando Fonseca. Is that correct?
Yes,
And Mr. Fonseca died on January 11th, 2025 in Sugar Land, Fort Bend County, Texas, and was 89 at the time of his death. Is that correct?
yes,
And 4 years have not elapsed since the date of death and the filing of this application. Is that correct?
yes,
And this court has jurisdiction and venue over the estate of Mr. Fonseca because Mr. Fonseca lived in Fort Bend County at the time of his death. Is that correct?
yes,
And Mr. Fonseca died testate and his will was signed on January 14th, 2019. Is that correct?
yes.
Mr. Garcia, can you take a look at the screen here and can you verify that this is a copy of his will and that is his signature on the will?
That's correct. That's his will and his signature.
And to the best of your knowledge, this will was never revoked. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And no state or government agency is named by this will as a devisee, is that correct?
Correct, yes,
And a charitable organization is named by the will as a devisee, namely a gift to Mr. Fonseca's book collection to Rice University, is that correct?
correct.
Your Honor, we believe that this gift does not require notification to the Attorney General under the Property Code.
Okay,
And after the date of this will, no child was born or adopted by Mr. Fonseca, is that correct?
Correct,
And no marriage was ever dissolved after the will was made, is that correct?
yes, that's correct.
And Mr. Fonseca's will named you to serve as independent executor to act independently without bond or other security, is that correct?
Correct,
And to the best of your knowledge, the proof required for probate has been made and you are not disqualified by law from accepting letters, testamentary, or from serving as executor. And you are entitled to such letters as the person named in Mr. Fonseca's will, is that correct?
correct, yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. We have no other questions.
All right, the court heard the testimony of Ricardo Garcia. He testified as to the proof of death, validity of the will, and other facts. The court will admit the will under probate and appoint Mr. Garcia as independent executor to serve without bond, and appraisers will be waived. Mr. Garcia, I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you very much, Judge. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Bowen, anything further?
No, that's all, Your Honor.
All right, y'all have a great day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, bring him in. Mr. Hoke, good morning. You're muted, so I need you to unmute.
There we
There.
go. My computer is being very slow today for some reason.
That's okay. Is your client with you?
She is, she's right here.
Very good. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get started. We're on the record in 25 CPR 042480, the state of Michael Allen Lusk. All those who intend to testify, if you'd raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you provide here today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, very good. All right, Mr. Hoke, whenever you're ready, you can begin your prove-up.
Judge, Martha, state your full name.
Martha Neal Lusk.
And you were the wife of Michael Allen Lusk, correct? And he died February 21st of this year in Fort Bend County,
Correct.
and he was 74 years old.
Yes.
At the time of his death, you and him resided in Sugar Land, which is in Fort Bend County.
Yes.
And we have filed the original will. You understand that, right?
Yes.
And that was, y'all did not joint wills, but you each did a will at the same time.
That's correct.
All right. And so his will does name you to serve as the executor of his estate.
Yes.
And that will that you're now seeing on the screen, that you do recognize that as that document.
Yes.
And he did, y'all were asked to initial each page and sign at the end. And does that look like his signature?
Yes.
And this was done in 2006. And after y'all did this will, he didn't do anything to change it or revoke his will or anything else.
No.
This is the only will y'all had.
Right.
And after the date of this will, y'all didn't have any other children born after the date of the will. And he wasn't divorced at any point.
Yes.
Right,
Had two divorces.
right. And those were local,
Yes, I believe in Harris County,
all right, and how long had y'all been married?
35 years.
All right, so these divorces were early on in his life,
Yes,
and y'all have children together though,
yes,
all right? And, there is a necessity, for administering this estate in that y'all own two different pieces of real estate that are in both names, and you're having some issues with the vehicle.
correct.
Right. And the application names you to serve as independent executor. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
And the will, though, doesn't name any beneficiaries, such as the state of Texas, any governmental agencies, or any charities, correct?
Correct.
You are the primary beneficiary of the will,
Yes,
and you don't know of any reason you would be disqualified from serving as independent executor. And are you asking the judge to approve your application and name you as independent executor of his estate without the necessity of a bond?
yes,
That's all I have to.
Order the testimony of Martha Nell Lusk. She testified as to the proof of death, validity of the will, and other facts. The court will admit the will into probate and appoint Ms. Lusk as independent executrix to serve without bond, and appraisers will be waived. Ma'am, I'm very sorry for your loss.
Thank you, Judge. We'll file the oath and proof this morning.
Thank you, Mr. Hope. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you, Judge.
Bruce Munsterman, if you would turn your camera on, please. Mr. Munsterman, if you would please turn your camera on, please. There we go. Wonderful. All right, if I can get everybody to unmute themselves. All right, we're on the record, 25 CPR 042652, estate of M. Ruth Munsterman, also known as Margaret Ruth Munsterman and Ruth Munsterman. All those who intend to testify, if you would raise your right hand to be sworn by the court. Each of you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you provide here today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
I do.
Very good. Ms. Patel, you may proceed with the prove-up.
Thank you, Judge. I'd like to call Timothy Munsterman. Timothy, can you please state your full name for the court?
Yes, Timothy Paul Munsterman.
Are you the son of the decedent M. Ruth Munsterman, who died on or about February 10th, 2025 in Sugar Land, Fort Bend County, Texas?
Yes.
Was she 96 years of age at the time of her death?
Yes.
And was she residing at 770 Brook Street, apartment 260 in Sugar Land, Fort Bend County, Texas, 77478 at and before her death?
Yes.
To the best of your knowledge, did she die without revoking her will dated December 7th, 2000?
Yes.
And can you see this will on the screen?
Yes.
To the best of your knowledge, is this her true and correct will?
Yes.
And do you recognize this to be her signature?
Yes.
Okay. And was she at least 18 years of age and of sound mind at the time of the execution of the will?
Yes.
Was any marriage of hers dissolved after the execution of this will?
No.
Were any children born to or adopted by her after the execution of her will?
No.
Have 4 years elapsed since the date of her death and the filing of the application to probate her will?
No.
And does her will name Arnett F. Munsterman, who is your father, to be the independent executor of her estate?
Yes.
And is he deceased?
Yes.
Did he die on July 7th, 2013?
Yes.
And does your mother's will name you and your brother Bruce Munsterman and your brother Scott Munsterman as alternate independent co-executors of her estate?
Yes.
Okay. And did Scott Munsterman, one of the independent co-executors named in her will, die on September 29th, 2019?
Yes.
Is any state governmental agency or charitable organization named as the devisee in her will?
No.
And is there necessity for the appointment of an appraiser?
No.
Does the will appoint you as co-independent executor to serve without bond? And are you qualified and not disqualified for any reason from serving as independent executor and from accepting letters testamentary?
Yes.
I pass the witness, Judge.
Call your next witness.
I'd like to call Bruce Munsterman. Bruce, can
Yes.
you please state your full name for the court?
Bruce Edward Munsterman.
Are you the son of the decedent M. Ruth Munsterman, who died on or about February 10th, 2025 in Sugar Land, Fort Bend County, Texas?
Yes.
Did you hear all of the questions that I just asked your brother Timothy Munsterman?
Yes.
And would your answers be different to any of those questions?
No.
Okay. Does the will appoint you also to serve as co-independent executor to serve without bond? And are you qualified and not disqualified for any reason from serving as independent executor and from accepting letters testamentary?
Yes.
I pass the witness, Judge.
Any further testimony?
No, Judge.
All right, very good. All right, the court heard the testimony of Bruce Munsterman.
Oh, no.
Not hearing it.
I can't hear him either. I think he froze. Let's just give him a second. I think he logged out and logged back in. Let's see.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course.
Well, at least we three have
Yeah.
connections.
And Annie's still on as well, the court coordinator.
Oh,
So
very good. Yeah, I'm sorry, my video, I clicked it 3 times and it wouldn't.
no, that's okay. I'm glad you were able to get on.
Yeah, I was about ready to dash down to my IT guy and say, what's wrong?
Oh, no. No, I'm glad it worked. Well, at least we got the testimony part done. The most important part got done. So let's see.
I'll grant it.
But we just need the judge to say his part, like we've
Yeah.
been admitted the will to probate and all that. So
Okay,
we'll just hang out here for a second and see what happens.
very good. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Staff reporter just went away.
I wonder if we should log out and log back in.
Maybe.
Let's do that. Let's all log out and log back in just to be safe.
All
Okay.
right. Thank you.
Okay.